Welcome to Lex's World. So a couple months back we went big with a discussion of a huge commercial grow light. Today we're going to do the opposite. We're going to go small with a review of a Sansi C2020, a teeny tiny 1.3 kilogram 70 watt LED grow light fixture, and we'll maybe even give you guys an idea of what to expect out of these small fanless style LED grow lights that very clearly aren't exactly quantum boards, because they're not set on a board and they still have a heatsink and all that kind of thing. Now if you're thinking Sansi, why does that name sound so familiar? Lex has never reviewed them before. Well, no I haven't, but I have stocked their compact screw-in LEDs in my grow gear shop for a long time. They're a large and established Chinese manufacturer of all sorts of LED grow lights, and horticultural lighting is just a small segment for them. They even offer what they describe in this manual as a 5-year unlimited warranty on lights like this one, which is pretty high amongst these companies. That makes them quite a bit different from the bulk of Chinese manufacturing names that just come and go. The reason I stocked their screw-in compact was I felt that Sansi was a good budget light company for certain types of small bulbs, and they did make some of the more advanced bulb-style compact grow LEDs. These compact bulbs are what I'd consider to be the budget option in certain spaces. They're not a great choice for flowering a high-value crop like cannabis, but tend to get you through the vegetative phase okay. Problem is that those little bulbs tend to max out at around 40 watts. They're very small and you need several of them in order to get anywhere. And so Sansi is branching out onto higher wattage fixtures. I've seen a 200 watt grow light by them before, but this is a 70 watt model. 70 watts is what it pulls at the wall. They're just using a full spectrum white light diode here that imitates sunlight by broadcasting a mix of green, red, and blue all out of one area. But it looks white to the naked eye. They actually make other LED fixtures that look exactly like this even when you turn them on, but they don't use sunlight imitating diodes, so make sure you're buying the right model. The first thing I'll point out about this unit is how the hanging mechanism is designed. It's one of the better ones I've seen. You get an adjustable hanger, the kind that I've only seen included before in much nicer units, and the fixture has a pre-built bracket with a very solid feel to it that actually allows you to set the unit up on the ground like this, tilted upwards quite easily, which is cool and can be very useful in filling in a weak spot for lighting. But you can also attach the hanger directly onto the bracket, pretty much anywhere, so they really made it flexible in terms of how this can be hung. Otherwise, it's a very small unit with interesting ceramic encased LED diodes for better heat dissipation, and waterproof diode lenses, which is why it looks so different. And it even has other additional waterproof features, like this on-off switch, as you guys can see, is also water resistant, which is something I've never seen before in an LED grow light, so don't worry about hard misting in this light's direction. Let's turn it on for a second just so that we can see what it looks like when it's on. Pow! There it is when it's on. So as you guys can see, it's fanless, so it's perfectly quiet. It is efficient as a result too, of course, but because the intensity output is quite low, it's not as efficient as the quantum boards that we've been looking at lately. Still, obviously very efficient output-wise against any non-LED. And it does put out that nice white light that I described to you guys. And speaking of the output, the par rating at 18 inches on this light is 100 ppfd at around the corners and 290 ppfd directly under the center. Now at that distance, you're also getting roughly a 2 foot by 2 foot coverage area. Though honestly, I would hang this light at no more than 12 inches away to get the par to something that I'd personally be happy with for flowering cannabis. But that also means at that 12-inch height, it'll only have about a 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot coverage area, so just bear that in mind. I'm just gonna turn this off so it doesn't blind you guys. So yeah, you certainly have some trade-offs for the quiet light that comes in a teeny tiny size. And of course, the price here is very affordable. This unit is only $64 American. So this is a good example of a greenhouse booster. Turn it on during overcast days, or alternatively run it during vegetative phase, or just to fill in an area that doesn't have enough light in a corner somewhere, or use it for your cloning area. It would be really good for that. So several different uses for this thing. But you would need at least a couple of these, if not 3 or 4 of these, to properly cover a 4x4 area during flowering. But those that follow my show regularly already know that everything in LED lighting is a trade-off between price and factors like coverage area and light intensity. That's my review of this little light today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm actually in the middle of moving right now, so we just barely managed to make this episode. This room is like destroyed beyond this little corner. So I'll link to this light down in the description along with a discount code for all you guys, and for all of you who want to see my new house tour as well as my new grow space tour, I'll link to my off-topic channel in the description as well, because that's where I'm going to push out that video. On that note, if you enjoyed yourself today, subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you next time.